Gettel Hyundai of Lakewood presents the refreshed 2024 Hyundai Sonata SEL, and we have the convenience package. I'm going to go over the features that come standard with the added package, and it starts off with changing the wheels from 17-inch to 18-inch. Standard LED headlights, daytime runnings, in the light bar that extends over the whole fascia, which makes it look a lot more dynamic, and yet keeping it sleek, because this is the most aerodynamic Sonata ever. The grille will be enlarged, that's surrounding with the satin aluminum and the black mesh in the interior of it. When you go inline, because there's only two trims, but you can option an all-wheel drive in the SEL, it's going to change the bumpers. The grille is going to be specific for the inline, so it'll look a little bit more sporty than this, but when you tick the box to the convenience package, it still unlocks a lot of amenities, especially when you go into the interior. Both vehicles will have the same 2.5 liter four-cylinder, but the inline gets the turbocharge, which is going to unlock a little bit more horsepower and torque and a sport-tuned suspension. Here we're getting 191 horsepower and 181 pound-feet of torque. This will be paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. The inline will be paired to an 8-speed wet dual clutch automatic transmission, achieving 25 mpgs for the city and 36 mpgs for the highway. Standard McPherson strut front suspension with coil springs and a multi-link rear suspension. So when you're thinking of anyone in its class, you're getting a sporty suspension in which you can go into the inline and it's going to be tuned, larger wheels, and a turbocharged engine, or you can option the all-wheel drive, which Honda doesn't even have that for the new Accord. Satin aluminum for the side vent and across all the window treatment. The side rocker flares out, keeping the sporty coupe style, because this is the bigger brother to the Hyundai Elantra. The rear is going to get those H-styled LED taillights, and if you can't see it, it's a long H. So it's going to mimic all of the brand, which I like that they're getting that 80s vibe and yet keeping it sporty. Dual exhaust outlets will be on the inline, whereas we'll have the satin aluminum on the lower here that's going to brush out into the air vents on the side. So you're keeping the sporty style even if you don't go inline. Quick release, going into 15.6 cubic feet of storage. Underneath the floor, gets a spare tire, split fold the rear bench in the back. And because I'm tall, I'm gonna just kind of go inside, push it down. You're going to have a little bit of a lip, maybe a 3 to 4 inches there, but it will increase the cargo to the sedan. Standard 10-way power seat adjustment and heated front seats with cloth seat upholstery and manual seat adjustment for the passenger. The inline will get a unique bolstered sport seats with sport pedals. Headroom and legroom. We have the convenience package, which adds a few things in the interior, which we will touch bases with. You'll have the aluminum inlays that will go through the center of the dash. The curved one-panel, two-screen layout, which is a 12.3 with navigation, that's part of the convenience package. The 12.3 for the gauge cluster is also part of that package, otherwise there'll be a 4.2. We have wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio. Put it into reverse. We've got a reverse camera. The trajectory will expand when you change or move the wheel. And you can change different layouts to make it a little bit bigger, or if you want to tow. Dual climate control settings, wireless charger as part of the convenience package, USB ports, push here, and you get a 12 volt. Area for the key fob, and here it is for the new Sonata. Driving mode select, auto hold, which is a nice feature when you're at a stoplight. You don't have to hold the brake. Satin aluminum outlining the cup holders. Opens up into a pretty deep storage pocket. It is pushed back a little bit, but it is more sporty too, with a large wall in between, making the driver focus setup and giving us a sleeve of storage for the passenger. Leather wrap steering wheel because of the convenience package. The new shifter, which is on the steering column, paddle shifts, and it's a multi-function steering wheel. And the gauge cluster can go through an array of information for the driver, including the driving modes. But you got Sport, My Mode, and normal. The dashboard integrates into the dash, auto dimming rear view mirror, and the pano moonroof is also part of the convenience package. Door panel is going to be more sporty. I like how they kept the grab handle, and it's one touch up and down for the front windows with a long storage pocket. Back seats headroom and legroom storage only behind the passenger seat. USB ports, no air vents, no third climate control. Cup holders with an armrest, and the door is going to have the same style as the front, and they don't strip out anything, so it's going to be still sporty, but you'll have the same materials with a umbrella or a flask holder that's going to be in the center. Sliding into the center, the rails are pushed up, but you will be sharing some feet space. Butt, shoulder, and leg space, a little bit more so if the seat is pushed back, and headroom is going to be a little bit more tight unless I slide down, in which legroom starts getting a little bit more compromised for anyone that's over 6 foot tall. The refresh Hyundai Sonata. You get two trims. The SEL with 191 horsepower and 181 pound-feet of torque, or the inline, which will go up to 290 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. You're talking night and day difference in the drive. The suspension will also be tuned. So this is going to be more for the day in and day out, a little bit more of a luxury and comfort drive. You're also receiving an 8-speed dual wet clutch automatic transmission when you go into the inline, opposed to an 8-speed automatic transmission. So if you're not used to that, it could feel a little bit more jerks whenever you're changing or trying to get a little bit aggressive on the pedal. As for here, it's going to just be a standard drive. So I like that they give you the two options. You can also get all-wheel drive on the SEL, and optioning the convenience package just unlocks a lot. Not just technology, but you also get the wheels. So when you're thinking as a package in whole, I would personally option that if I'm going to the SEL, because then I'm getting the wireless charger, I'm getting the digital reader for the gauge cluster, the navigation, the Blue Link with over-the-air updates for 3 years, plus a digital key, a panel moonroof. There's just a lot of amenities to a $3,000 upgrade, in which it completely changes the vehicle. As it sets on the SEL, you'll have enough charging ports. You get 2 in the back. There isn't any air vents. A lot more leg space in the back than some of the competition. One of the best in class with cargo capacity. You have good clearance because you got 5.3 inches. The windscreen and windows all around you are large, so for visibility, you are taken care of there. The seat cushion is comfortable. The steering has a little bit of weight at a slower speed, but that's to be expected because of the larger wheel. As for your day in and day out drive, this is sport mode for you. Now, it's not going to throw you in the back seat. That would be more towards the inline. But I like when you get into the SEL, you have the option of all-wheel drive. So if you live up north, you're taken care of because, like I was saying on the exterior, Honda doesn't even offer that. The curved one-panel screen makes it easier to navigate and go through all of your settings. It's still driver-focused, but it doesn't really take away space for the passenger, which makes it a little bit more optimal for a family to use this sedan. It's quiet and composed in the cabin, and this is with 18-inch wheels. I like the front design because it just has that tech yet aerodynamic look. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to stop by Gettel Hyundai in Lakewood to check out their new and pre-owned selection.